Today's subject is Blood Money, a new thriller starring John Cusack, some guy, some girl, and L.R. Coltrane, who you may remember from one of the worst movies of the decade, and also The Circle. In this movie, three friends go on a camping trip and come across some duffel bags filled with stolen money. They take them and plan to run off and live the good life, but first they must find their way out of the forest while avoiding bad guy John Cusack, who wears two pairs of sunglasses and wants to reclaim the money for himself. So, I'll say this up front, this movie had some effort put into it. Not a whole lot, but some. I was almost pleasantly surprised. It's yet another typically tiny budgeted direct-to-VOD Lionsgate flick, but it's a little smarter than it needed to be. It's gonna seem like I'm giving faint praise for a lot of this review, but it's a low bar for these movies, folks. Blood Money put in minimum effort and cleared it. I like that this movie took some time to develop its characters. The plot doesn't arrive until the movie is a quarter of the way through, so you get some time to get a sense of the relationship between the three leads and their basic personalities. Boyhood Kid is a mopey, morally upright sad sack who pines after blonde woman, who's an angry, self-obsessed, entitled brat. So a typical millennial, am I right, folks? She is currently in a relationship with a black man, who's good-natured, but a complete wimp who lets her walk all over him. I actually kinda liked the love triangle here. Usually that kind of thing ruins a movie, but the dynamic between the three was different than I'm used to seeing. Blonde woman's rude, controlling, and borderline abusive, but these guys put up with it for love. We find out later on why she's like this, and while the reason doesn't justify her behavior, it does make her character more interesting than just a crazy beach ball. 2/3 of the performances are okay. Boyhood Kid was just terrible. He did the thing that he did in The Circle, in which he speaks in a perpetually whiny voice and emphasized the wrong words. This kid's career is clearly an example of fluke stardom, and why you shouldn't take 12 years to make a movie. He was a cute kid, but he grew up to be a bad actor, and we can't get rid of him now. Thanks, Richard Linklater. Far and away the best part of the movie is John Cusack's character. You'd normally expect a villain character like this to be crazy or menacing or acted in an over-the-top manner, but this guy is actually pretty funny. He's cynical, he's burnt out, and he's not having any of this. He just wants to get his money and go home. Cusack's having fun here, giving sarcastic quips and acting on his exasperation, and I was rooting for him every step of the way. I was prepared to recommend this one, but I think the ending kind of dropped the ball. They had a chance to do something clever, and I thought that they were going to go in that direction, but they went in a more conventional route. It's not bad, it's just frustrating thinking what it could have been. So maybe watch it on Netflix if you're a Cusack junkie or if you're curious. Not quite a good movie, but has its redeeming qualities. 5 out of 10.